Yes. Good morning, everyone. First of all, thank you for coming. It's really cool that so many people showed up. I have to apologize already that I do this in English because I don't speak any Spanish. So we have to make sure that as soon as you have a question, or if I speak too fast, just raise your hand or scream at Gabrielle. The best workshops are those if there's a constant, like, bi-directional thing. You ask me things. I have prepared something, but it might be completely boring to you. You have completely different questions. So throw them at me, throw them at us. There's so many people here with lots of knowledge of DPA products and sound in general. So hopefully we make this a nice event for you. I would like to thank Nacho and SeeSound and his whole team, Gabrielle, Tony, Monica, Paco, Luke, to make this happen. This is really cool for us. We really enjoy doing those things. And hopefully by the end of the day, you get to know our company and our products and how we think and how we produce products a bit better. I'm going to ask you, and I usually do this, but I'm not sure if it works here, because I don't know how your English is and if you feel confident to speak English. But I would like to know who you are after I introduce myself, if that's okay for you. So I know what you do, basically. Okay, so my name is Benny. I'm from Germany. I'm a business development manager in Germany and Austria. And I jump in here in Spain because we have a presenter, a worldwide presenter, and he's been sick. So I basically jump in from time to time to help out. My background is actually music. So I studied film music and composition in Liverpool. And ever since then, I've been working in sound. I had my studio the past 30 years. I've been doing a lot of albums. I did a lot of film music productions. I did sound. I'm not really into live sound. I'm not a location sound guy either. But I tested a lot of mics in my career. And I think the older I get, the less I need. And the more I look into, well, it's different things. We can discuss this later. But I do have a passion for microphones. I love microphones. Did I forget something? I've been working in the industry for quite a long time. So the past 15 years I've been working for Universal Audio. Before that I was working for Breuer, Chandler, Browner microphones, you name it. So I've been around the industry for quite a while. I've seen a lot, and that gave me also the chance to test a lot and hear the differences. And now to you guys, what do you do?
Me, I'm just a student learning sound there's a university here for film.
Perfect place to be today.
Yeah.
I am a production sound mixer for cinema, working for 35 years already.
All right.
In business.
You're a dinosaur as well.
I am also a student with him, and I like location sound.
You like location sound? Good.
Can I suggest you to say your names? ¿Podéis decir los nombres también?
My name is Ainara.
Okay.
My name is Danny from Pudona. Danny.
I'm Martin.
Okay, cool.
My name is Sarah, and I'm also a film student. I'm currently studying sound, and I'm very interested in sound location and production.
Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, I know you. Do you want to introduce yourself because you're part of SeeSound?
Yeah, well, my name is Luke. I'm the product manager for broadcast area, and I'm very glad to have you here in SeeSound for really teaching us how this world works.
Okay, cool.
My name is Eugenio. I have a rental company with DPA microphone.
Ah, okay. Rental?
My name is David, and I record a lot of TV program.
Okay.
My name is Ferran. I work especially in theater, musical theater, and live music.
All right. Are you going to be there tomorrow as well?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, you're going to see a lot twice.
Hello, my name is Marina, and I work as a technician in media rent audiovisual.
Okay, cool.
My name is Johnny. I was a sound engineer around the world, and now I'm in a rental company.
Okay. Like in live sound?
Yeah, I
Mainly
sound.
live sound. Okay.
My name is Jan. I'm a student too, and I'm interested in location sound.
Okay, so you guys are doing location sound mainly?
Hello, my name is Jordi Moncho, and I do a lot of different works on sound from more than 40 years ago.
Okay, wow.
Post-production, everything.
So you guys all trained your ears really well already?
Hi, my name is Efren. I work in broadcast and location sound around the world.
Okay, around the world. Okay, cool.
My name is Jose, and I work as a technician, audiovisual technician at the University of Tarragona.
Oh, well, okay.
I work too in URB, Universidad Rovira i Virgili in Tarragona. My name is Ben.
Cool. Kind of same name then?
My name is Carlos. I work in live sound, but I'm really interested in microphone with DPA in broadcast.
Okay, but sorry to interrupt. You all know DPA already?
Yes.
Oh, I like that. Nice.
Hi, my name is Juan. I work in a company of sound and light technician, and I work as sound technician, as light technician too, and mostly theater and
Did you say sound and light?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
wow.
And I work in theater mostly, and concerts and events.
Okay, so it's a lot of commercial stuff as well?
Yeah.
Like conferences?
Here, around Barcelona.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Hi, my name is Carlos, and I work in musical theater mainly, and theater in general.
Theatre in general?
Yeah.
Okay.
My name is Mark, and I'm the last from the 5 students from Skype
Okay.
that came here.
Welcome, I like students. Thanks for coming.
I am Luis. I work in television in broadcasting. We do documentary, live fiction.
So you do a lot of interviews and stuff? Okay.
Interview,
Good. I've got something for you today. Good.
My name Constantino from Technician Barça TV broadcast sports.
Broadcast sports? Okay.
I am Marta, I am San Luis, and I work in a theater.
In a theatre. So those of you who work in the theatre, are you going to come tomorrow as well? All of you? Oh, I might have to change the program tomorrow because then you see a lot of twice. I've got to think about that tonight. Okay, that's really interesting. Sorry that I won't remember all of your names, there's no way. But it's always really nice to get to know the crowd and the people I'm working with. So it's a funny mixture of people today. We've got obviously the broadcast and location sound, we've got a lot of live. What I'm going to show you this morning is mainly, it's universal knowledge. So it doesn't just apply to DPA products. And I tried to make this workshop today as non-boring as possible, because I know I've seen a lot of presentations myself, and it's like as soon as someone starts hitting products at you, you kind of slow down and go like, oh shit, okay. So we try and make this as interesting as possible for as long as possible, but just to let you know, in the afternoon the top cats are coming. So they have the real stories to tell, they know exactly how and when and how to properly use our mics, which is always really interesting for us as well. I thought I'd give you a brief introduction into our company and into our history, because it's interesting to see where we come from. Do you want to know the topics today? We can briefly go through it. It's basically history. We do speech intelligibility. It's a long word. We go into that in a minute. Do you know your reference? I'm going to show you our 2017. That's our release from autumn last year. We can go into off-axis. I'm not sure if it's important for you, but I think if we have students as well, it might be good to cover. I try and explain the difference between 2000 and 4000 series, because that's kind of the riddle that no one gets. And I try and maybe get into that. And we have a new release that we released on Sunday, which is going to be, for most of you, hopefully really interesting. Okay, so this is where we come from originally. So, Brüel & Kjær is a Danish company that are most famous for measurement. And they also have measurement microphones. And all this huge equipment. Brühl & was asked by Danish radio to measure the sound pressure in an orchestra, how loud it is. So Brühl & went there, measured everything, put up their microphones, and someone put up the faders. They didn't want to listen to it, they just wanted to measure it, but someone put up the faders. And they said, this sounds actually pretty good. So the measurement mics sounded pretty good. And the idea was born that maybe they could do professional microphones without all those huge equipments to be used in orchestras all over the world. So two guys inside Brühl & opened up a separate, what you call the entity, inside Brühl & and said, okay, we're just gonna make pro audio mics. We're gonna make pro audio mics. They are phantom power, they are sturdy, don't need huge equipment to run. But it wasn't as successful as Brühl & hoped. So those two guys in that department opened up, they bought it basically out and opened up Danish pro audio. And this was their, this is the standard nowadays. Back then it was called different, but the 4006 is the classical standard out there in the world. It's an omni mic, it still looks a bit like a measurement mic, but not as bad as a measurement mic. And it's the most consistent and clear microphone out there. Later on, Danish radio again, Danish theatre as well, asked, hey, is it possible to have this fantastic sound in a smaller footprint? Because it's still a big microphone, but it would be so nice to use in theatre and musicals. So R&D tried to make the sound as small as possible, and this is when we basically released the 4060 series. It's a 5mm capsule. It went through different iterations. Now it's called core as well, technology, but it's still an omni, and there's also a cardioid microphone. For film sound, this was really important as well for location in Hollywood, because the smaller the mic, the better you could hide it. So this is when we became kind of well known in the Hollywood film sound area as well. But to show you, and I talked to Gabriella about this last night. Sit down, I'm just going to talk about it. It's really interesting to see how much knowledge is condensed in a small little country like Denmark. We're talking about 5 million people. And there's so much audio knowledge just in Denmark, and it's all handmade. All our microphones are still handmade. And this is a little image film about our factory and how we built the mics, and I think it just shows that we're still a cute little company. We try our best, but we're not sure, we're not Sennheiser, but we make sure the microphones out there basically are the best we can build. No sound.
We want everybody to experience great sound. Our goal is to make the best possible audio solutions for our customers. Our microphones are reliable, consistent, and durable, and capture crisp, clear sound. We constantly improve our processes, creating a perfect balance between automated and handcrafted manufacturing. Now, let's take a look inside the DPA factory, so we can show you just how these amazing microphones are created. It all starts with the mylar we use to make our diaphragms. The mylar is incredibly thin, less than 1/10 of a human hair, but also very strong. We cut it and stretch it tightly over rings, just like a drum skin. The mylar has to be stretched to exact tautness, or the diaphragm won't be precise enough. We check the tension on every single ring, both before and after applying a thin layer of gold on each side. Just before the gold is applied, we punch a hole through the mylar so the gold can connect. The gold makes the surface of the diaphragm conductive, and it also gives the best protection against moisture. A close look at the backplate shows that it is shaped like a Mayan pyramid. We coat it with Teflon and charge it with electricity. Then we fit the diaphragm and the backplate together and cut them out 100 pieces at a time. The distance between the diaphragm and the backplate is thinner than a human hair. The diaphragm barely moves, but it's enough to convert your voice or any other sound into electrical energy. The hole we punch in the mylar is sealed with glue using a microscope and a tiny needle. This is extremely precise work performed by highly trained technicians. The frequency response of each capsule is measured and tuned several times to ensure that the user always gets an accurate and consistent product. We tune each preamp specifically to match a single capsule to ensure it performs within our tight tolerance levels. The preamp with our special Core by DPA technology is mounted on a circuit board and placed in the capsule housing. All electronics are hermetically sealed to ensure the best possible performance and durability. In addition, a water-repellent nano coating justifies our IP58 certification, protecting the capsule from dust and liquids. Due to these protective measures, DPA microphones are able to withstand the harsh environments they are often used in. These steps ensure that each DPA microphone is reliable, consistent, and durable. Each user will experience the same clear sound from one mic to the other. Actually, each microphone has gone through up to 200 individual steps by the time it leaves the factory and has been tested up to 20 times. Our Kevlar core cables are rigorously tested to ensure they can withstand harsh everyday conditions. Our standard micro dot connector fits all wireless systems via our wide range of adapters. The mics are tested one final time before we send them out to be used by great musicians on the biggest theater stages, in broadcasts, and countless blockbuster movies filmed around the world. So that's the journey that turns plain metal and electronics into DPA's award-winning microphones. Our microphones are consistent, durable, and capture crisp, clear sound.
So, as you saw, there's not many people working for us. So, Carsten, how many people altogether have got including the factory? 200?
Yeah, 200.
So that's 200 worldwide, including sales, marketing, factory, cleaning. Top management is not that many, but like, it's not many people working at DPA. It's a small, cute company. And what I really like is that they're really humble as well. When I started at DPA, one of my friends called me and said, "Hey, listen, I heard you're working for DPA now." I was like, "Yep." He's like, "It's funny because DPA is probably one of the best kept secrets in the industry." And it's true, because the Danish are so humble, they don't even put a massive logo on their microphone. Or they're so tiny you don't see them. Or our microphones hang all over the world in concert places, but they're on the ceiling, no one sees them. So it's kind of, it's true. If you're not really in the industry, you certainly never heard of it. But you heard of others like maybe Sennheiser, Neumann, even students, probably Sherps. But I was surprised that you know DPA, because that must have to do with your teacher. Otherwise, probably not. It's a small company, but really well known, like renowned. So, Albert Hall, London, NASA, Mars rover. It's a funny story, side story. Did you hear the story? Okay, so we didn't know it either. So NASA tested microphones for their Mars rover. and we didn't know, otherwise we would have sent them hundreds. But they just bought them in Sweetwater. They just bought different mics and tested which ones would survive Mars. And at the end they decided the 4006 is the one, because like every single one, they sound absolutely consistent in the range. Everyone sounds the same. They can survive humidity, they can survive cold, heat, whatever is needed, but they made sure it would survive on Mars. And actually what you hear from Mars now is probably a DPA microphone. So we're really proud of that, even though we didn't know. Also, yeah, okay, let's go through it again. It's like, to make one of our mics, what I didn't mention yet is, like what you saw is a 5mm capsule, right? This is the 40 series. But what's not in my slides, as I just remembered, is the 3mm series. Do you know those? Oh, you don't? Okay. So, it's kind of a bit different. These are only I'll pass them on to you guys, or to you, lady, if you want to see it. It's even tinier, but we can't get it any tinier than 3mm, otherwise at one point it doesn't make any sense anymore. But this is like the smallest microphone we have. You can pass it on. So when we produce our microphones, it goes usually through 200 heads. And the funny thing is, it gets tested 50 times in between. So we make sure that our microphones are absolutely consistent by the end they come out. If you buy a 4006 is a bad example, but if you buy a 4011, if you have bought a 4011 10 years ago and you buy one today, they're pretty much a matched pair, because the tolerances are really, really tight. If you have bought a 4066 5 years ago and you buy one today, they probably sound exactly the same. Exactly the same as in, we have really tight tolerances, they will never be exactly the same. But you know what I mean? It's like we have really tight tolerances. So we tune our mics 15 times along the way until it's finished. And if it's, by the end of it, not to our standard, it goes in the bin. So we make sure that every mic that comes out the factory is up to our standard. These are just a few different examples. We had a slogan back then, which is get closer to the sound, which makes sense if you have small mics, and that's why with instrument miking, for example, if it's a small mic, it's good for television, it sounds good, it's not in the way of the player usually, it's not too heavy. Also, like with the 4099 series, I'm not sure if we should go in there now, but like classical musicians, for example, they're really, really picky with their instruments because they're really expensive. And throughout the past 10 years, 15 years, where the 4099 is out there, they learned that they could trust the clamp, that it won't break the instrument. So usually what you find is, if you mic an orchestra and you come with the 4099 and they go like, oh, what's that? And it's like 4099, they go like, oh yeah, that's easy, okay. If you take any other, it's like, I'm not sure. It's not a DPA, my friend. It's like, okay. So we add our trust there as well. Obviously, we do some grand piano recording tomorrow. That's not my favorite technique, but it's really good to hide. It sounds okay, no doubt. But this is just to show how small they are and that you can like close the lid and whatever. Also, like film sound, you know that. And now that there's a 3mm series, it's even better to hide behind the like a button of a shirt, or that's even a 5mm mic. So different blockbuster movies, but it all comes down to our DNA, and our DNA is always the same. And you're going to hear that a lot of times today because I try and hammer it in your heads today. It's all about clarity, it's all about consistency, and it's all about durability. So the clarity bit might be a bit confusing, because what I found out in my lifetime as an engineer and user is clarity. So There might be some people out there that tell you that DPA is boring. It doesn't have any extra hype, especially in pop music, in studios. There's like, it doesn't have the magic dust. And the older I get, funnily enough, the less I need the magic dust, because not everyone can shine. And the clarity for us is being absolutely clear in the frequency. So we want to make sure that whatever instrument is there, we try and capture as naturally as possible. So that's clarity. And what I found out is all the mics I have, and I have a lot of different mics, there's always something that annoys me in a mic. So I choose a different mic. And there might be a different frequency that annoys me, or there might be a different. With DNA, it's the first time, DPA, it's the first time that I'm not annoyed. I'm hardly ever annoyed with DPA.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm curious. I think this is a good moment to ask them.
Absolutely. Ask me anytime. I can drop one for hours.
When it's about, let's say, studio recording.
Yeah.
If they prefer magic dust or they prefer clarity. I'm curious. So I would like.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to know.
Cambio español si queréis, o queréis que sigamos en inglés. Curiosidad mía, a la hora de grabar en estudio, por ejemplo, ¿no? O sea, ¿preferís micrófonos con un color, con un acento, con a lo mejor un énfasis en medios agudos, o os tiráis más por claridad y curva plana?
Es que depende del caso, ¿no? Depende mucho.
Sí, eso es muy relativo.
Una buena paleta.
Sí.
A veces te interesa colorear y a veces te interesa mucho la claridad. It depends on.
It depends on the situation. Absolutely, yeah. And it's not like if I record a singer, I'm looking for magic dust. Don't get me wrong. But not everything can shine in an arrangement. Okay, it's a different story. But like, arrangement is first. Hands down. If the arrangement is good and the players have their spots where they can shine, it's good. Usually in a band situation, everyone's playing at the same time, everyone wants to shine, and it's just not possible. So what I learned is like, the singer gets the spotlight, but all the others need to be there and at ease. It needs to be comfortable, and they still need to be there with all their frequencies so I can work with them. But arrangement is first. But that's just me. So that's the funny part today. Usually when I do that, and I speak to people with a lot of experience or no experience, it doesn't matter. It's like, it's an exchange of ideas. Everyone hears different. Every situation is different. So it all depends on the room, it depends on acoustics, it depends on the instrument and the player. The mic comes like way down the road. We think it's really important, but it's way down the road. You wanted to say something?
Well, no, kind of like what he said, it depends. What I found also is that if you want to have the magic dust with someone, you have to know that someone, to know what makes them shine. You have to know all your microphones to know what kind of magic dust does that person need, if it's a boomy voice or a sharp voice. Okay, when 414 or a valve mic, but if you're on a tight schedule, you use something transparent.
Yeah.
So I found myself when I'm in a hurry, when I don't have time to know what that person needs, I use something very transparent like a DPA.
Yeah.
I've recorded so many times with a 2011.
Yeah.
Because it's a fantastic mic.
Amazing
It's transparent,
mic.
it's clear, and
What did you use it on?
On voices.
Oh, 2011 on voice?
Yeah.
Oh, killer. Okay, cool. Because
They
it's
have a little less
bottom.
room of movement, but
Yes.
I think it's an amazing mic. And it's an amazing mic for everything. Drums also.
Yeah, I love it on drums.
To 2011 and in XY. And the
Snare drum.
yes, and the kick one, I don't remember the
4055?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you have an amazing drum with just 4 mics.
Yeah. Yeah. We go into detail tomorrow about that. Okay. Hang on a sec. Consistency. So consistency is for us, like I mentioned before, every mic that comes out sounds exactly the same as the one before. So if you bought one 5 years ago, the one today should be exactly the same. Because sometimes on set, you lose a mic, but you started recording already. and you want to replace it and you don't want a different sound. So it's really important to have the same sound even 5 years later. Durability is obvious. I mean, you want to make sure they survive. You can't obviously we had this topic this morning, some theater people, some actors, whatever, they just rip the mics out. Honestly, we can't do anything about that. We can't make it waterproof, let's put it that way. But if you handle the mic properly, they're going to last decades. Here are a few examples. Musicals in London West End, obviously. Broadcast all over the world. Formula 1 is a good one because our mics are also used in Formula 1 cars to also do the wireless transmission to the booth as well as the TV stations. Movies, Hollywood movies, big ones. Live, I'm not sure if any of you know that we have a huge live setup as well. So de facto 2028, 4055 was mentioned, the 2012, 2015 series. They are all there. I'm not going to go into detail now because I promise you not to do that. But if you have any questions, if you have any applications, you want a tip for a microphone to use, we're always here to help today, and we've got plenty of time to cover them. Installed as well, and some other places. Okay, let's get into it. Speech intelligibility. Are you all set? Do you have any questions? No? Come on. No, just kidding. Okay, speech intelligibility is a long word. What do we mean if we say speech intelligibility? What does it mean? You. I chose you.
Well,
any idea?
Yeah, I mean, you have to have a frequency pattern in the microphone that gives you accentuation in the curve of the human voice. Probably that's what you're trying to find in a microphone.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, first of all, let's go back. Speech intelligibility means the ability to understand what someone is saying or singing to you. That's the overall thing. If we talk about speech intelligibility, we have to first understand how speech is built. So if we speak in most Western world countries and languages, speech is built between 125 and 8K. And it's usually divided because there's hardly any language out there between the vowels and consonants. The vowels are between 125 and 1K, and the consonants are always between 2 and 4K. Now, if we look at the energy level, we see that the vowels have a lot more energy going than the consonants, which is kind of bad because the consonants are the ones that make us understand. Here comes an example. A vowel, A, is the English word act, okay? This is the energy of the A. This is the energy of the K. And this is the energy of the T. Are you an actor?
Me?
Yeah, okay.
No,
but you've got a loud voice. Okay, say act quiet.
Act.
Good. Did you hear? Now scream, act.
Act.
No, scream it.
Act.
Okay. There was a huge A. Try and pronounce the C and the T a bit. Make it louder.
What's in the bit?
I think that's
just make the C and the T louder. Louder. Oh, it doesn't get much louder. That's the problem. So we can make the vowels endlessly loud, but the K and the T is going to limit ourselves. So if we are in a surrounding where it's loud, it's like a pub or a stadium or, I don't know, a music hall, a classroom, they're surrounding noises. And they're going to drown our consonants. And we will have trouble understanding. if we don't see the other and we can't lip read anymore, we'll have trouble understanding what he's saying. So here comes our human body into place. This is the normal hearing of a young person. This is how we're born, basically. And we see the threshold of hearing is even below 0 dB. It's got a reason for it. Speech usually starts at like 40 dB if we're whispering. Okay? So and we see here the 2 to 4K, where the consonants are, we're really good at. If we look at older people in the audio industry, we see that this is the most important part, is lost. And this is the reason why older people can't understand you anymore, because they lose the consonants. It's not so much that they don't understand the vowels, it's that they can't hear the consonants anymore. So we've got to make sure to preserve those consonants when we record as much as possible. But there's also a little trick that biology helps us. Our brain tricks us. Our brain is actually, and I mentioned this here, our brain and our ears are built so that the 2 to 4K are actually boosted. I'm going to show you an example of pink noise. So there's 4 seconds of pink noise straight, okay? And then I'm going to take away the 3 kilohertz, 27 dB notch filter. I'm going to take them away from you, out of the pink noise. And then I'm going to play the exact same from the beginning again. It's just pure pink noise. And you'll tell me, you're on my watch as well then. And you tell me, where's my mouse here? What do you hear? Okay? Where's the sound? Let's do it again. Sound always kicks in later. Okay, 4 seconds pink noise. 4 seconds, 3 kilohertz cut. 4 seconds pink noise. I see a lot of nodding. You know it already, probably. As I asked someone else. What did you hear, student?
3 different sounds.
You heard 3 different sounds?
Yeah.
Okay. But you do know that those 2 are the same?
Yeah.
Okay.
I heard them different.
Okay, what happened in the last part?
A bit more high frequency.
Oh, more high frequency?
Yeah.
Was it something about 3 kilohertz, the high frequency maybe?
Probably, I don't know.
Yeah, probably, exactly. So this is the trick. We hear something, and then the consonants get taken away, and our brain immediately notices, hey, the 3 kilohertz are missing. And I'm gonna boost them, even though it's exactly the same, just to make sure we understand each other. Pure biology. So our brain tricks us. Did everyone else hear that? Is that okay? Yeah? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, 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 no. Give me a no, okay. Hang on. So, I'm gonna play a little trick on you. We call it, internally, we call it know your reference. And knowing your reference is actually really interesting because it's what we do every day. If we are on set recording a dialogue, for example, and we don't have the script in front of us, but director says, cut, let's do it again. By then, we lost our reference because we heard it once and we know exactly what he's saying and we don't even care about sound anymore. But if we don't know what has been said and we take away the consonants, this is what it sounds like.
Jazz and swing bands like fast music.
What did he say? Did anyone hear anything? Okay, let's try again.
My first user, something like this.
My first user? Okay.
Like at the end,
No, okay. Yeah, no, it's really interesting to find out what people are actually hearing. So it's always good to, straight up.
Jazz and swing fans like fast music.
Anyone?
I think the other word was usually, maybe.
Usually? Okay, that's another try.
Like this?
That was
Like this? Maybe.
Oh, like this, okay.
Jazz and swing fans like fast music.
Like this music?
Oh, music. There's a winner. Bing. Big one.
Jazz and swing fans like fast music.
And now listen to, I'll play you exactly the same thing again, but you listen to it once now, properly.
Jazz and swing fans like fast music.
You understand every single word because you've got your reference in your head. So I just want you to make sure that whenever you test microphones, make sure you have the reference clear. Okay. It's articles like this. We have a fantastic database of articles, and they are everything I said today so far has nothing to do with DPA mics. All the speech intelligibility. It's the same with Sennheiser, Sanken, Neumann, Schöps, whatever. There's a few microphone manufacturers out there that are actually doing really good work. So this topic and some other really interesting topics are at the Mike University. That should be something for you, students especially interesting. It's just universal knowledge about audio. Okay, let's go into the next part. Voice directivity. So this is from top ahead, and this is what happens when we speak. This is 1 meter away because it's the natural distance between two people speaking to each other. Okay? And we see that the energy level, this is like average, okay? No special frequencies yet. It's a bit like it's not an omni, it's more like a cardioid, it's a white cardioid, whatever. But you see that to the sides, it obviously gets less because I'm speaking to one person. If we look at the different frequencies, it gets interesting because the higher frequencies are more direct because of the consonants. Because we want to make sure that the consonants hit the person I talk to. Obviously, it gets a bit lower in the back, that's the bass. Not too interesting. If we look away from the side, it gets really interesting because we see at the back there's not too much energy, it doesn't make sense. If someone is standing behind me, he doesn't need to listen to me. But it gets a bit more powerful towards the book. Why is that? So we have the ideal distance here, 1 meter away, straight out. Why could it be interesting that?
For kids.
You're the first one ever to notice it straight away. Well done. It's for the children. Because the children are standing, looking at adults and trying to understand what they say. And we see the speech intelligibility, the consonants here, down here, gets even better. The consonants are thrown out here by biology so the kids could understand us and learn. Let's listen to some differences. Who wants to read some English sentences? If no one does it, then okay. I'm gonna mic you. Is that okay? Yeah. So I'm gonna. Okay. Cool. Let's do Pro Tools. Okay. So what we're gonna do? You have to come here. Our friend, what's your name again? I forgot it. Mark. Mark? Yeah. Thanks for coming. So Mark is going to read those sentences. These are Harvard sentences. Harvard University brought out those sentences to make sure, or to test basically, voice over IP, and voice over telephone. So these sentences don't make any sense, but they're really good to test speech intelligibility. And you're going to read them, okay? So I would like you Oh shit. Thank you. I would like you maybe to do it that way so you can see you. Sit down.
Ahora traemos más.
So this is going to be interesting. Now the time starts where it can totally fuck up things. Sometimes they work really well, sometimes they don't, but this is kind of life. What we're going to do is, we're taking our reference. The reference of a 4060 microphone is 1 meter away. It should be linear, okay? So we're doing this. And you see my photo screen? Yeah. Okay. Okay, and just to make sure that you believe me, it's like, as you can see, you can't see that now, but all mics have 29 dB gain. They should all be exactly the same. We're going to test this later. And let's try and see if we get this to work. That's not working. Just read out 3 sentences for me and look up.
The boy was there when the sun rose.
There you go. Something's not working. There we go.
You want me to hold them now?
Yeah, let me just quickly check. It might be. Yeah, it is working. I was just. It's like I said, sometimes things go wrong.
Keep the ball straight and follow through. A pot of tea helps to pass the evening. The salt breeze came across from the sea. A rod is used to catch the pink salmon.
Okay, so we did this just to show that all mics are the same. If you want, we can listen to them.
To pass the evening. The salt breeze came across from the sea.
There's a lot of noise in there.
A rod is used.
Why?
Condition.
Air condition, probably.
You want me to turn it off?
Yeah, well, that's not ideal. Let's put it that way.
Okay, so I can turn it off for one.
Across from the sea.
Yeah, air condition. Okay, but at least they sound the same and they look the same. You have to believe me in that. Can you turn it off? Come here.
Yeah. I will turn it off.
Yes, please. Yeah. We're all gonna die from heat, but that doesn't matter. We tested some microphones.
Ahora cuando se la frase en post por se arregla, ¿no?
That was mean, I bet. What did you say?
Impuesto y solo es el impuesto.
No,
Yeah, good.
It seems it does not stop immediately. I turned
Yeah,
off.
I've got a mic anyway. So here comes the next question. For live and theatre, that's really interesting sometimes, for TV as well, film. If you're working with laughs, what are the four most common places where to put a laugh? I'm really good at lip
Forehead, cheek,
reading.
ear, and chin. Well,
Yeah.
What? No, but yeah.
Did you see it already somewhere?
I didn't realize, but in the ear, here in the forehead, right at the.
That's it.
At the cheek and lip and the chin.
Yeah. Okay. Whereabouts here on the chest? Does it make a difference?
Yes.
Yes. Who said yes? You said yes. Okay, it does make a difference. Where does it sound better?
Here from.
At the side.
Yeah, we have space.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Good. What's the best sounding one? Forehead. What? Headset? Anyone else? No? Okay. Sorry?
Maybe the clever.
Here? Yeah. Ah, there you go. We've got 3 different positions there. So we're going to try all 4 now, okay? And can you help me? Can you just make the stickers stick? Yes. Okay, so let's try. We have preferred position is, I'll touch you, okay?
Yes, sir.
Where are we about? Here? Lower?
Attach it and we'll see. Let's see. Maybe to the right. Like down her is mouth.
Oh, she's really special. Down here? Yeah, is that good?
Yeah, okay. No, Ali.
A bit left? Come on, that'll do. Okay. So, then we have forehead position. Any specific forehead position, or does it matter? What do you think?
I don't know.
It's your forehead. You better decide something.
I usually do
They could be everywhere.
a couple of fingers below the hairline.
Below the hairline. So around here?
A little bit lower.
A little bit lower here? Stop moving. Okay. This is gonna really hurt. Can you take it off?
I can put some hairs.
I especially put some in.
That's why we have been so.
Yeah, exactly. First I thought I'd take Gabrielle, and then I saw you and thought, yeah, that's gonna hurt. So, ear position. Where about on the ear?
Yeah. This the border.
The collar? We've got one here, down here.
No, pero
Do you want it further up?
sí, en la parte de arriba.
Okay, we can try that later. Can you tell me we try it later?
La parte de arriba, específicamente.
En el cuello de la
Neck.
Well, the
The
collar.
neck position? Okay, we try ear first.
The t-shirt neck.
Yeah, I know. Let's try ear first. I'm gonna come back to you. No, we try it. Ear position. Any specific?
A couple of fingers from just above the ear, a couple of fingers from the eye.
Couple of fingers, bloody hell, you're specific. Okay, so this is a couple of fingers. This is gonna sound so bad, but it's his fault, so I don't care. Is that good? You're the dungeon master. You are. Okay, headset position. You had the right thing already. Where's the sweet spot?
Just behind. Yeah, a couple of fingers from the smile.
Oh, you use a couple of fingers. So the ideal position is the corner of your smile. That's a couple of fingers away from you.
Sounds beautiful. Could be a song.
Yeah, it's
Corner of your smile.
Yeah, use a couple of fingers at the corner of your smile. Carefully, look at me. So smile. That's a smile. So I need one more, Gabrielle, just to tie those, I think. Oh, actually, it worked already.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put this on your skin so it really hurts in the back. Don't move, don't laugh. Okay. So, are we good? Are we good? Where's your sentences? Okay. Let's try and see. Because you're really quiet, maybe I'll make you a bit louder.
I can speak louder also.
I'll try and make it a bit louder here. Just.
I can try to project more my voice.
No. Just do it as you did, because. I'm going to be really careful here, as you can see. I'm not going to do much.
The boy was there when the sun rose. Kick the ball straight and follow through. Smoky fires lack flame and heat. A rod is used to catch the pink salmon. help the woman get back to her feet. A pot of tea helps to pass the evening. Like, oh.
Oh, no, not anymore. Just kidding. It was good. Okay. So, what's the first thing you notice? You have to look here, I'm afraid. What's the first thing we notice when we see this?
Different levels.
Different levels, exactly. So, first of all, we should adjust the levels to make it sound, or to tell the difference. So you tell me, we can only kind of do it on the fly. You tell me if it's okay. I don't want to cheat. Say okay? That's a bit too loud. Is that okay? Kind of? Should we listen to it? If we listen to it now, it's really important. We're doing this to test the speech intelligibility and the sound, but speech intelligibility is first. So listen to the consonants. What happened to the consonants? What should we listen to first?
Let's go from the top.
Okay, let's go from the top. Forehead. Forehead sounds like this.
The boy.
It's really loud.
The boy was there when the sun rose. Kick the ball straight and follow through. Smoky fires lack flame and heat.
Okay, let's listen to ear.
The boy was there when the sun rose. Kick the ball straight and follow through. Smoky fires lack flame and heat.
Let's listen to cheek.
The boy was there when the sun rose. Kick the ball straight and follow through. Smoky fires lack flame and heat.
And shirt.
The boy was there when the sun rose. Kick the ball straight and follow through. Smoky fires lack flame and heat.
And back to forehead.
The boy was there when the sun rose. Kick the ball straight and follow through.
What difference did you hear? Come on! You must have heard something. I heard lots. Yeah, go on. You don't have to show.
The AIR1 was the worst because it had a lot of ambience and didn't catch the sound quite well.
It sounded kind of muffled.
It sounded muffled?
Yeah.
Okay. What about speech intelligibility?
It worse.
Yeah.
It was worse?
Yeah. For me, yes.
Yeah, that's good. It always sounds different here than there anyway. So, anyone else?
With the forehead and shirt.
The shirt and the forehead was the best, and this forehead was the best. What was the second best?
Shirt.
Shirt.
For me, shirt too much.
Yeah, in intelligibility, shirt, but in sound overall, cheek. But since intelligibility,
That's a hard word.
Yeah, the word is first. I would say shirt before cheek.
Yeah.
But in
Therefore,
sound
the
overall,
consonants.
cheek comes before shirt.
Should we listen to it again? And let's look out for speech intelligibility. Just listen to the consonants, okay? I start with forehead.
The boy was there when the sun rose. Kick the ball straight and follow through. Smoky fires lack flame and heat.
Cheek.
The boy was there when the sun rose. Kick the ball straight and follow through. Smoky fires lack flame and heat.
Shirt.
The boy was there when the sun rose. Kick the ball straight and follow through. Smoky fires lack flame and heat.
Ear.
The boy was there when the sun rose. Kick the ball straight and follow through. Smoky fires lack flame and heat. A rod is used to catch the pink salmon.
Okay, I hear something different here. And it sounds different the second time, by the way. Should I do the t-shirt test for you once more? Do you want me to? We can try.
Because I am videographer and no sé com dir-li. Moltes vegades tinc que posar el micro aquí
perquè no et queda cap altra opció.
Clar.
No, he says that many times the only chance he has to place the mic in here, so no other options.
Okay,
even if you want. No.
I have to tell you, it's the worst place. So it's not the best sounding place.
Yeah.
If there's no other chance, obviously record it. And this is like our daily situation. Sometimes we have to put microphones in a place where they shouldn't be, but that's the only place we can put them fast. So it's okay. But what I will show you is this. Should I? Nah, you do good. Is this. So, should I undo it? Are we done with the test, or do you want me to do another test? Because I'll show you the theory behind it. Careful. Ah! Yeah, put it on Instagram and the university socials. Put it everywhere. It shouldn't be that bad, to be honest, because it's like skin friendly, Viviana type. But it's not hair friendly. Okay, so what was interesting is that the t-shirt didn't sound too bad. It sounds usually a lot worse. And this has a lot to do with the place it came out and was kind of up front, so it had an ideal position. Usually it sounds really bad, but we get into this. Okay, so, oh, thank you. Give him a round of applause. He did a good job. So this is our experiment. And 1 meter away, we took our reference. And if we say the reference is linear, yeah, this is a flat response, even though it isn't, obviously, but we think this is our reference. Then we see the forehead has got a notch up here in the middle, but the speech intelligibility between 2 and 4K is actually really well preserved. It's good. If we do the ear, we see there's a bump. Oh, that's cheek. Hang on a sec. Let's jump in. Ear. So there's also a bump that's from your head. And it sounds a bit muffled, as we all noticed. So speech intelligibility wise, it's not the best. Cheek, headset position, is actually still really good. And this is why people in television use a headset. So it's not a bad sound in place. It's good for intelligibility, and it doesn't do too much harm. It's not too much in the way, and it's easy to put on as well. Chest, and this is what usually happens. It sounds, your body resonates, so there's this, and the speech intelligibility gets completely lost. And this has obviously a lot to do with your chin in the way. So you're speaking out, but your mic sits here, and sometimes the mic even sits at worse places. So this is the ideal spot. But sometimes they're up here or up the column. And then you can hardly understand it. You have to work a lot. But what I'll show you is, now that you know it, you can save pretty much everything in post-pro. That's a good thing nowadays. So with these 4 positions, these are the most favorite positions. We can see again that the chest has got a slight problem, but the forehead, and we tried this with 10 different people, so this is our average. The forehead is average-wise kind of the best position, and it's also intelligibility-wise the best. The ear has got a problem right, basically from 1200 onwards, it goes down. It's not the best position, but sometimes you have to use it. The cheek headset position is pretty good. The chest position you should try and avoid, because that is a problem. But if you don't have any other chance, If this is your chest position and you know it, you can work against it. You just have to keep it in mind. So all you need to do is basically work your EQ, and then you can still save it. Here's a little cheat sheet for the students. You can download if you wanted to. It just helps you in life situations, for example, when you know, okay, he put the mic there, I've got an EQ, this and that. It's common sense. You learn it and you listen. But also always remember, once you heard something once, it'll never be the same as we learned today. So, any questions? You don't have to have any questions. You can go to the toilet or drink a coffee as well. But we can have a little break, but just before we do the break, any questions?
It's not a question, but it's a position.
A position? I like it.
No, I mean, chess maybe is not the best option, but it's the most common, mainly in TV, speakers.
Absolutely. Interviews.
Interviews.
Yeah.
It's curious. It's not the best option, but
sometimes you have to do it. And sometimes it has to go quick. Sometimes the interview partner doesn't want it anywhere. You just have to put it on there. So for me, the important thing is that you learn what to do and what you lose on. It's not the fact that you shouldn't do it. You can try and avoid it in a theater situation where there's time maybe. But in an interview situation when you don't have any time, stick it on. But then just keep in mind, you lose the consonant. And try and save it by pushing those consonants again so the people actually understand what's been said. That's all it is. You're not doing anything wrong. I've been doing that the past 20 years. I've been doing interviews and yeah, stick it on. Nothing wrong. Just make sure you know what to do afterwards. That's all.
How you put the phone the microphone there with a sticker?
In musical theater?
Yes, or
yeah. So there's different from Hide the Mic, from Viviana. There's like different accessories.
mm-hmm.
You can hide the mic in the hair, for example. From Hide the Mic, there's a really good one. Also, there's stickers from Viviana. That's what I'm using. That's like skin friendly. Obviously, they are really.
Just like this, like you did before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, you can put a lot of makeup on there, and sometimes, like with hair like mine, it's really hard to hide a mic. But
okay.
Your hair is perfect. You can hide 10 mics in there.
Theater is easy to conceal the microphones.
Yeah.
Thanks to all the.
So they've got costumes. They have makeups.
Yeah.
It's easy to hide a mic, and that's why musical people usually they have two. So they have one spare one as well, just in case one breaks. Like West End always have two. But they have makeup sessions and they have preparation sessions and rehearsal sessions, so they're used to it. But in an interview situation, put it on. There's not much you can do.
And even more in narrative film, I mean, there is no way to expose the mic.
No.
So possibilities of chances of anything that is not chest are very limited.
Absolutely.
I mean, only if the actor has or actress has a cap or something like that.
Yeah.
So we are used to work like that, and we know what we are losing.
Yeah.
But we know we have the chance to EQ afterwards.
In post-pro, exactly.
But that's the way in film. The only way, I mean, 99% of the time, it goes in the chest. Unless you are doing a VFX movie, like Cats, where you would put the mic to the forehead, because
the camera angle.
They painted the forehead of the actors because they had a fake full
production. Yeah.
So that's an example, very strange, where you in a fictional movie you can put mics in the forehead, but usually you have to go in the chest.
Yeah.
So
it's just good to know if you have the choice, put it somewhere where it sounds good in the first place. If you don't have the choice, fix it in post.
And
As
that's
easy as
the
that.
reason
Even in a
why-
live situation, just you know.
When I had to choose a mic, a lavalier mic from DPA to hide in the chest, I decided 4071, which I don't know if it's still in the works.
4071?
4071.
Carsten, is a 4071 still available?
I think that is.
Yeah. 4071.
It has a peak in the 2K and 4K.
It's a built-in high boost.
Ah, okay. There you go. I don't
Makes
even know.
sense.
So, because the 4060s, 4061s were flat,
Yeah.
which actually don't have this situation where you have to hide the mics.
No.
But that was my choice, 4071.
That makes sense. Totally. Absolutely. I didn't even know they're still there.
It's the Omni version of 4080.
It's the Omni version of the 4080.
That's
Okay.
a specific speech level.
Never seen it. Okay.
Not that, but we don't sort the cylinder.
No, I don't think we sell many of those. But it's a good idea.
Well, now, yes.
Sorry?
Now we are gonna sell it more.
Now you're probably going to sell 71s and we don't know how to
but
produce them anymore.
I don't know if there is core version of the 4071s.
An MK. In some situation, a twin plex will sound good. Use it. There's nothing wrong with it. We just give you tools, and we give you the best tools that we can build, in our opinion. If you, at the end of the day, choose something because it makes your life easier, use it by all means. The job we have to get the job done. And if it's a Sennheiser, or if it's a DPA, if it's a Schoeps Seamid, if it's a Neumann, if you think that's the best for the job, use it. If your money allows it, buy all of it. Buy a lot of DPA mics because I think they're really worth it. And the longer I use them, the more I appreciate them. But at the end of the day, the job needs to be done. Come in. Right in there. 2017. Okay, this is an interesting one. This might get a bit boring. I hope not. By the end, I hope I'll wake you up. So, 2017, we released 2017. This is a shotgun we released last September, I think. And there's a reason for it. The reason is that we asked broadcast and theatre people, what's the most important thing for you? And they said, reliability, simplicity, durability, consistency, and if you ask me, marketing put in clarity, but I'm not sure. So, but reliability, simplicity, and durability is by far the most asked thing. If you ask everyone out there, they need to work, no matter in what conditions. So, when we released our pre-batch, we sent it to a guy in Himalaya. He did the Mount Everest tour. And he took them, he was a filmmaker, and they had to work. Otherwise, he would have lost basically all his sound. It was the only mics he bought. They need to work in the desert. They need to work at Formula One or at football pitches where, like Formula One is a really good example. So the mics on a Formula One track, they are put in there 2 weeks before. And 1 week before the race, no one is allowed to go anywhere near them. So they absolutely need to work. Theatre, other applications, blah, 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 blah. So, what we said, what are our target customers for this? It's obviously the decision makers, it's production companies, it's broadcast rentals, broadcast corporations. This is an insight when we design the product for you to what we think about before we release it. Streaming live events, electronics, audience pickup, theater, location sound. And by far, at the moment, the biggest success we have is live and theater. We expected sports events. We expected broadcasts. It's live and theater for ambience. It's like everyone I sent this mic to orders 4 after the test, because the difference is massive compared to others. In in a situation when we do mic testing, this is really fun. When we do mic testing, can you pass me a 2017? So when we do mic testing, we do drop tests. Oh shit. So we do this a lot. Yeah, sorry, that wasn't you. But I thought it was funny. So we have them on a boom pole, and we drop them. When we released the product, we played mini golf with those. We played pool billiard with them. We had a shower test. I know it sounds really horrible when I say that, but it is for us to prove that the mic is working under every condition. So we took those two mics into a shower and showered them. Warm water, hot water, and measured how long it would take until they die. And as we know, when they die, they're not dead, they're just out. So what's the recovery time? And here comes the funny part. If you look at a Sennheiser, for example, they're closed on the sides. Ours are open. And this is not just for sound, it's pure physics as well. Why is that? Why does it make sense to have it open?
Something go out easier.
Ooh! Water going in comes easier out. So the recovery time of our mic after the shower was 3 times faster than every competitor because they're closed systems. Ours is open. Obviously, they might die faster, which in our case it didn't even happen. But they recover faster, which is really important. So if you have like a humid situation where you shoot, then you go into a cold situation, and humid again, it adjusts a lot quicker to the situation you're shooting in, which is really important for documentary work, really important for run and gun shoots, where you go inside the living room, you go outside, whatever. Also, I talked to Gabrielle about this because I actually didn't want to do it, but we're going to do it today anyway. The Sennheiser mic has been a standard. The Sennheiser MKH 416 has been a standard for at least 30 years. And I told Gabrielle, I don't want to do a shootout because I actually think it's a good mic. Obviously, there's a reason why it's a good mic and it's a standard. Because it has been proven in so many situations that it works most of the time. The question was, what can we make better at the same price level? And the Sennheiser is a good mic. I will say that all the time. It's out there thousands of times. And it's been proven a workhorse. There's 2 things that we thought we could make. Well, there's a lot more things we could do, but like 2 main things. One is the length of the microphone. It doesn't need to be that long because the capsule is actually at exactly the same space as ours. It's exactly the same. So we made our microphone a lot shorter. So we could actually, you could carry it on a camera and it's not in the lens angle, which is really important. Our microphone is lighter, which makes it easier to boom. I'm jumping the whole PowerPoint, I'm really sorry. So, it's lighter, but it's not as light as a 4017, for example. I'm running through this in the hope that you're okay with me jumping the PowerPoint. But there's a few things we need to cover. So maybe you can hold those. This is a 4017B. Okay? This is a 2017. So this is heavier.
Yeah.
What'd you guess? How much is that?
I'm really bad at it.
Okay, me too. So this is 150, this is 89. It's not much, but you can feel it. Yeah, you can tell. So this is made to last a lot longer. This is really, really heavy duty use stuff. You can throw it, you can bang it, it will survive. The 4000 series is always our pinnacle mics. And here comes the difference between the 2 mic series. The 4000 series is completely modular. So We have a 4017 capsule here, which is a supercardioid. We have a B preamp. I always remember B as broadcast. It has a low cut filter. It has a high boost filter. That's the only preamp that we have where you can choose that. So our main three preamps are A. This is the best sounding one. So it's got the best dynamic range and the least distortion. It sounds the best. We have the B, which is the location sound, broadcast one. And we have a C, which is nearly as good as the A, but a lot smaller, which is sometimes important if you have to hide a mic or put inside an instrument, or the camera doesn't want to see it. So the reason why we did this is because people said, your mics are too big. They're constantly in the picture. So, all right, okay, let's try and do something smaller that sounds as good. It's not as good. If you ask me, it sounds a bit flatter than this one. This one's got magic dust. This one is just really good. Correct? You're nodding?
I have not tested that.
Oh, you should.
But I trust you.
Okay,
I will.
you should.
If I get a chance, I will.
Try it. This is still a good preamp. Okay, so modularity. I could use the 4017 on a C preamp if I wanted my shotgun to be smaller. All I lose is the low cut and the high boost. I could use the 4011 cardioid capsule on a B preamp if I needed low cut. So they all mix and match. I could use the 2011 on an A preamp. So we have the A, B, C preamps. We have even more, which I'll show you why not now. So, just a sec. Okay.
Let's try this. Let's try this.
So we have an active preamp where you can put our capsules on and make it even smaller. This is one of our little helpers, lifesavers, Swiss Army knives. You could put the MMPES on here, any kind of 40s capsule that you wanted, and use any kind of 4099 accessory, piano clamp, violin clamp, trumpet clamp, whatever, and have a completely different microphone in a small setup. So if you use a magnetic, this is a magnetic clamp for 4099 series. You could put it anywhere. You could put it in a car. This is a 4018, so it's a supercardioid. It's well used in film, especially with a C preamp. C preamp is here. This is a perfect mic for film location sound. It's really small, you can stick it everywhere you want, and it sounds fantastic. This is the 4000 series. It's absolutely modular. And you can have one, there's a lot of people, one last thing I'll tell, they have a 4011, which is a cardioid, and they buy, who was it, you? They buy the 4006 Omni capsule. And it's the same preamp, but for 4 capsules. You've got the 4018, 4006, 4011, and white cardioid 4015. So with 2 preamps and a lot of different capsules, you can capture pretty much every situation you want. So this is 40 series. 20 series instead is a different beast because we said, or internally we say, it's application based. This is absolutely non-modular. It's a one-trick pony. This is a shotgun, it will always be a shotgun. But because it's basically one block that we built, it's also a lot cheaper to make. And where's 2012, 2015? Okay. This is a 2012 cardioid mic. So basically, just like the 4011, so this is a MMPC preamp with a 4015 capsule. Doesn't really matter for 4011 or 4015. And this is a 2012 or a 2015 white cardioid, and it's pretty much exactly the same. So what we have learned is all these are made one by one by one by one in our factory. It's really, really tough. The tolerances are really small. If you buy a 4011, I think the tolerance is 1.5 dB throughout the whole range. If you buy a matched pair, 4006 is 0.5 dB matched. So it takes a long time to build those little fuckers, but it's worth it. With these ones, they all have what we call internally is the Mercury platform. So although they're different, they share a lot of the same parts. And by doing that, we can make really good microphones a lot cheaper. If they're not modular anymore, but they kind of use the same spacer here, electronic here, then we've got to tune this, and the tolerances are between 2 and 3 dB. It's a whole lot wider range to actually do. Are there any questions? Oh, 4055. Okay. I'm not sure if I said it in the beginning. Our naming is the most terrible in the industry. So when I started at DPA, I thought, okay, what's the trick? What's the trick here? Can someone explain me why is it a 2000 and a 4000 and a 6000 and what's the? And they're like, yeah, it's easy. So this is a 4000 series mic. I'm like, yeah, okay. This one as well? Yeah, it's the same. Okay. And a 4066 is an Omni. A 4088 is a cardio. Yeah, I learned that. Yeah, I was really proud. A 6066 is a Omni. A 6088? No, there's no 6088. Okay, yeah, I had to learn. Okay. This is the 20 series. Yeah? 2012, 2015. But hang on, there's 2011. What's that? Yeah, that's kind of a 4000 series mic, but we decided that it's a 2000 mic. Okay. Even though it's modular, it's a C preamp with a 2011 capsule. No one could explain to me why it's called 2011. Fun part, this is a 4055. This is the best bass drum mic that we have. Oh, it's the only bass drum mic that we have, but I think it's one of the best bass drum mics out there. So the idea was to build a 2055, a bass drum mic that's affordable. And the origin was that our own Bo Brick, who was supposed to be here today, he's really cool. He always said a 4015 is his favorite bass drum mic. And I can totally understand that because I always stuck a KM184 usually in there and I love it because it's fast, it's a techie, and it's got enough bass if you put it in the right place. So he said, I want this as a bass drum mic. Okay, that's easy. Let's make a 20 series bass drum. It's not modular, and it isn't. So it's a fixed capsule. And the design of it is actually really, really clever because we looked for the smallest bass drum hole we could find. and the mic should still be in there. So the footprint of this is including the clip fit in the smallest bass drum hole you could ever find. You could stick it in here, no problem, everywhere. And because it's so flat frequency response wise, you get a lot of information. That's the good part. The bad part is there's a learning process to it. No one is used to so much information on the bass drum mic. Everyone is using at least 2. And if you check these out, and I highly recommend you check these out, start from scratch. Turn off all your EQs, all your compressions, and look for the right place first. You'll have a lot of information, and then you can start covering whatever sound you want. But you get everything in here. So this was supposed to be a 20 series mic. Unfortunately, it was so good that you said it needs to be a 40 series mic. Okay, does that make any sense? No, it doesn't matter. It's still a good mic. We just have to remember it. Okay, I jumped the whole thing now. So yeah, clarity, consistency, we know that. That's the frequency response of a 2017. We're coming back to the 2017, by the way, just so you know. As you can see with the 2017, coming back to the 2017, which is not a bad mic, it's flat. It's got a roll-off at 70. It's really, really high, you think. And it's got a small little boost. Why? We always do, hello. We always do flat mics. Why would we do a little boost? Remember, it's a one-trick pony.
It's a shotgun mic, so it's designed to be a little far from things to compensate for the loss of high-end frequencies over distance.
No. It's because usually they use wind jammers for it, and you lose high frequencies. But it's a good thought. Why is the roll-off? Why is the roll-off so high? We ask people. We ask a lot of users. And when we first designed this, the microphone sounded beautiful, but it had way too much handling noise, like most of our competitors. So people usually put on the low cut anyway, the high pass. So we said, okay, this is a one-trick pony. And as everyone is putting on the high pass anyway, we can do it straight away. And 70 was the sweet spot. So it rolls off slightly. You still have those frequencies. Even though we say 18 kilohertz, it obviously goes way further than that. It's just we're flat in between that range. And here comes the fun part. Maybe we should stop after that. Different measurements. Companies different. They measure differently. So, where is my here? This is not as organized as I would have liked it to be. Okay, I don't want you to know what these are, but we looked at the specs from every other competitor. And we found out that everyone is measuring differently. So we have a guy in the company, Eddie Brigson. He's in the AES panel, and he's one of the most clever persons I've ever met. He's the microphone guru for me. He's really, really clever. And he talked to, do you know Schweppes? You know Schweppes. He talked to Wutke from Schweppes, and they want to have a standard for measuring mics because they both agree there's not that many companies out there that actually measure properly. Everyone's just putting on some marketing material. And when we launched the 2017, Eddie did a test. And the Sennheiser Max SPL is 130. And ours is 140, 143 max. So, and I'm not sure if I should do that. I completely messed it up 6 times at home. I got it once to work. So you can either choose if we should try it or if I should show you the file. It's up to you. Where's the file? Oh, I lost it anyway. I think I lost it. We need to do it. Oh, there he is. Okay. So you can decide. Should we try it and see, or should we look at the file? Oh, he's nodding. He's not a good colleague. Okay. So you all have those earplugs. You can use them now, or you can hold your ears. But please do me a favor, hold your ears. This is going to be really loud. So what we're going to do is, I bought this wonderful birthday balloon. How loud is a balloon? What do you reckon? If you measure it.
130 degrees.
Any other guesses?
Yeah, 115.
115? Come on, just throw some numbers at me. Okay, a balloon can be up to 162. I measured this one and this was 126 once.
Thank you.
Oh. Okay, so what we're going to do is, I bought the best preamp we have, which is the DAD, the Danish company. I set it to, can you see that? Yeah. I set it to minus 18 dB. Both have phantom power. We can just quickly show you. Both have level. Hopefully, yeah. Both have the same level. So I'm not cheating. And where's my headphones? Shit. And I will record this. And hopefully it's going to be around 126 again. So you hold your ears, promise? Can you take a picture? That looks fun.
Everyone.
Ready?
I'm not ready yet.
Come on.
It's an epic picture.
Yeah?
Okay.
Well done, everyone. So, let's see. What do you think I'm going to do? Or what we'll see, let's put it that way. What are we going to see? So the test was, another microphone manufacturer pretends to have a max SPL at 130 dB. Okay? Oh, come on. Oh, I think it worked. My fingers are not going to like temperature. Can you see already? Oh, that's a good one. What happened? Oh, sorry, I'm in the way. What can you see? First of all, what do you think? What is 1 and what is 2?
1 is DPA.
1 is DPA. That's an extra chocolate for you. So what happened?
Sennheiser clicked. It passed the threshold of the mic.
The mic can't handle it. The capsule collapsed. And this is what happened. So this is what happens if a Formula One car drives along a mic. This is what happens if you record an airplane. This is what happens if someone screams really loud into a microphone. 126 is loud, but it's not the loudest thing ever. So what I'm trying to tell you, and I said this right at the beginning, the Sennheiser is a standard for a reason. It's a good mic. But if you ever have the chance to test something new, there might be a new standard out there soon. And it could be out. There's good mics out there. Sheps do really good mics, and they measure properly. DPA do good mics, and they measure properly. There's good Neumann mics, they are well measured. It's just, okay, maybe I should not finish it here because I'll just remember something else. One thing with the Sennheiser, and I don't want to bash the Sennheiser. Like I said, it's a good mic. It's out there for a reason. But one of the good things of our mic is, if you know the Sennheiser, it's got two closed sides, right? You're doing location sounds. Did you ever use it?
Yes.
Okay. What happens if you turn the mic and you rotate it?
It starts I don't know how to explain it, but the reflection sound is like getting higher than the, I don't know how to explain it.
Okay, no, that's good. The sound changes?
Yes.
The sound changes. Really important. Anyone else? Any experience?
Sorry, what was the question?
No, the Sennheiser, for example, is closed here, the road as well.
Yeah.
So they're closed here on the side.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And they don't have a rotational sound. So the problem is with some of the other manufacturers, like if you turn the mic, the sound changes. You get a confluent filtering effect. Also, if you have off-axis and on-axis, other way around, on-axis and off-axis, the sound is completely different. So maybe we go into off-axis. Where's my bippy? So we've seen the difference between 2017 and 2017, kind of. Platform explained. I jumped a lot. There's location sound kits. They're standing there. You can look at them. Off-axis. Okay. So what we are really looking for as DPA is off-axis. It's one of the hardest things to do, but it's one of the most important things to take care of. If you look at a 4011A, which is this microphone, then you see it's absolutely flat throughout the whole range. Yeah? There's a tiny bit here. Okay. Let's just say it's flat. If you come from a 30 dB angle, from here or here, it's a bit quieter, but it's still absolutely flat. If you come from a 90 dB angle, from here, it's absolutely flat, but not around 9 dB quieter. And if you come from 180 dB, it's absolutely horrible, but actually still usable. So off-axis response is one of the most important things in microphones ever, and I only learned that in the past, I don't know, 5 to 10 years. 4017B, so this is this one. This is our best shotgun. It's absolutely flat on axis. It's got a little high boost here for windjammers. Okay? At 60 dB angle, off axis. So here's the dialogue, but I'm pointing at you. It's pretty much flat. It rolls off slightly here. 90 degree means I'm pointing at you and you speaking. So me as a boom operator, I'm like, oh shit, I forgot. all this is still there, and I can use it. And this is the most important thing. So, as say environmental noise, I can turn it up, and it will sound the same as here. But I can also block it out, because the rejection and the off-axis response is really hard to make properly in microphones. What it rejects and what it actually records. We can try this if you want. It's another test, but I can also understand if you wanna, if we should run through it. Yeah, are you still there? Yes. You sure? Okay, let's try. This is in the way. Take this off. Gabrielle, I need your help. Actually, I'll take a different one. I need your help. Any of you know the glass test? I'm going to run through AIR1. I'm really sorry. So, the glass test. This is how we test microphones. This is how others test microphones. It's one of the hardest transients you can achieve, and it's a really wide broadband sound. So, you have to turn it absolutely perfect. No pressure, but it needs to be perfect. And we do. Old cables. Yeah. I should have brought another mic cable. Anyway, let's do it that way. That'll do probably.
This height is correct?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. You just need to turn it. Where are you here? Okay. So we can either do it, you move around, or you move the mic.
Around one mic or from
No.
the other and back?
Yeah, we just do this one here. We'll do it for a second. So, do you want to shake it?
Okay, I can shake it. And do you want me to turn it around the mic?
No, it's probably better if I move the mic.
Okay.
So we have off axis. You hold it here. Ah, shit, air conditioning again.
I turned it off before, but there's a noise. There's a background noise. It doesn't disappear.
Okay, let's do that one.
We'll still have the noise.
Okay, let's do that. Do it this way, and then I'll turn it that way, and then I'll go back again, okay?
Okay.
So, is it clear what I'm doing? Yeah. What am I... what am I trying to achieve?
Show us a difference.
Different how OpEx works.
Okay, what the off-axis sound like?
It sounds like, and the frequencies.
The
if
frequency
it is
response?
lost or not.
Okay,
Maybe.
so we need to know, as we've seen in the graph before, the 2017 has a high boost on axis because of the wind jammer. Just remember that. So it will sound a bit duller here anyway, just so you know. Okay. Should we call that the telephone? This is exactly what we want. Hold it a bit lower. Okay. Now raise the hand. Yeah. Oh. Well done. Thank you. So this will obviously sound horrible to you. Wow. But hopefully it shows.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we hear is on axis, here, we start here. On axis, off axis, on axis, okay? I think we found the right spot. And
Yeah.
let's just say this is the dialogue that I lost and I want to have that louder. It's the same as speech intelligibility. Listen to what the text sounds like and the original sound. Obviously you have a lot more air conditions. Let's see. Ooh, original. Original. So you can easily sound something because there's no configuring effect. There's no phasing going on. The original sound is still there. Obviously, it'll sound a bit different because of the high boost, but you could save a lot by putting it in the wrong direction and still have it. This will not work with every microphone, I can tell you. Any questions? You guys look really tired. I'm really sorry to bore you out.
No.
Any questions? From the back, maybe? Martha, come on. I remember your name. Anyone? No? Okay. Let's go to, we have a new release. This is the last thing for today. But I think it's a great little helper. AIR1. It's the tiniest product that we ever released. That is so fucking clever that I can't believe it. AIR1 is a windjammer. And it has two sizes and fits pretty much every lav and headset out there because it's a really clever design. I'll show you a picture and explain it to you. The key applications are obviously broadcast and professional content creation. We talked about that a number of times today. You can repeat it, please.
Clear.
It's on the screen. Clarity, consistency, durability. Key selling points. We asked again, what is really, really important for end users out there? They say it needs to be efficient and consistent with protection. It needs to be effortless mounting. The acoustical transparency was really important. 6 color options no one mentioned. And it needed to fit most brands because it would be stupid just to fit our brand. So here comes the design, and this is why it's really, really clever. You have a little clamp here you can open. And you stick the mic into the hole, and it's got a mic stop, which makes sure the mic is always in the same position. Then you have those arches and a fur around it. And because the mic is always in the same position and the arches are there, the volume of air is always the same, which is really important. Here comes my most favorable feature in the world. The design of this boundary surface makes sure, because it's a reflection basically, FIR creates frequency loss in the high end. So the size of this boundary layer is exactly there to make up for the loss of frequency. So this works. Does that make sense to you? Yes, yes, yes. I think that's the most clever thing.
Can you go further with this aspect? Because I don't understand how this is.
Okay, so usually if you put in on a FIR, you lose high frequencies. Yeah?
Yes.
Do you know what a boundary microphone is? Is anyone here to explain? Can you explain what a boundary mic is? I don't have one here. Do it in Spanish.
Pues tiene que ver con la cercanía de una superficie a un micrófono y...
This is not a boundary mic, but it's a little helper to make a boundary mic.
Bueno, cuando tienes un micrófono muy cerca de una superficie, se producen unas reflexiones que hacen que se atenúe la alta frecuencia. Y cuando lo tienes al aire, pues no se atenúa. Claro.
Thank you. So, and the size obviously makes a difference. You can tune by the size what frequency is pushed. So we decided to make this size. Where's the frequency? Didn't we have a frequency response? So basically, just remember, you have a kind of a flat 40-60s frequency response, right? And then you put in on a wind jammer, and you lose some highs because of the jammer. The surface of the boundary, the surface of this little plate is tuned, so it makes up, and the frequency response is flat again.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
Okay. These are really tiny, so I would have loved like a little on-top camera, but I pass it around so you can actually try. There's a metal spring that makes sure that the mic is tucked into it and safe. These materials are heavy duty. You won't be able to break them. The metal spring makes sure that you can't wear them out. These are going to last for a long. You probably lose them before they're going to break. This is what usually happens. People lose them. So if I have, where's my headset? So if you want to try, maybe, put it on. This is the 6060s headset. It's the same as Labs. Just put it on.
It's open, close. Yeah, this week. And there's something off. That's great.
You try. It's not bad, is it? It's really clever. It's not my design. I can say it because I think it's really, really clever.
You can use it with bigger caps.
Yeah, so this is a 3mm, and I also have so you can differentiate them. The small ones, the smaller mics, they have got a red ring, and the one with a normal ring are for the bigger mics.
Okay.
So this is the normal 4060s, and this is the bigger one. Put it on. Yeah? Just pass it on. People can try. Tony had so many questions and you weren't there. So, this is how we test mics in our small little factory. So, first of all, we test it on a not human body, and then we test it obviously in the wind tunnel. So we have a wind tunnel, people stand in front of it, they're still talking, and we throw in the... And there's a really cute little video that I'm going to show you. Compatibility, there's this one with a small ring for smaller mics and a big one for bigger mics. We learned that now. 6 different colors to match for whatever situation. Probably black and white is going to go most. There's always 2 in a box, and here comes my last video for today, and then you're free to go. So this is the wind tunnel test. Timo is actually the engineer of this product. And I don't just like him because he's German as well. He's really, really funny. So let's go for today. And no sound again.
In real life conditions in front of the wind tunnel here at DPA. We're standing in front of the DPA wind tunnel, and now we'll crank it up to 2.5 meters per second. I'll take the AIR1 off. Okay, let's crank it up to 5 meters per second. So test, 1, 2, 1, 2. This is the AIR1 at 5 meters per second, and that's already some serious wind outside. So let me take it off so you know what I'm talking about. This is how it sounds without wind protection. And there's one hidden trick with the AIR1. If you want even more, you can slip over the fur with the edge, and then it performs even better for all axes.
Really easy to put on.
There you go. Now we are talking about 7.5 meters per second. Check. Okay, it still should be usable. I will take it off. And then again, there's the trick to slide over the front of the edges, and then it should perform even better. There we go. And now we're cranking it up to 10 meters per second, which is definitely a scenario where you shouldn't shoot outside anymore. Go for it. So this is 10 meters per second, and then now I'm reporting in front of a stormy weather broadcast or whatever, but I think I don't want this anymore. Oh, hold on. This is how it will sound now. Test. Stop it. Let us test the...
I don't know if I understood the trick he was talking about.
Me neither, because it's the first time I've seen it today. So, there's 2 arches, yeah? And you can pull those, you can feel those arches in between. And I think you can pull those in there.
Yes.
You feel it.
Yeah, it's
so the air volume
inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
If there's no further questions from you guys, I'll say thank you so much for coming. Oh, you had a good time?
Yes.
There will be so much more to learn this afternoon. Talk to the real guys out there. Let's have something to eat and enjoy a bit. Lunchtime. Thank you so much.
¿Me permitís un segundito? ¿Hay alguien que tenga algún problema en que le hagamos que hagamos una foto así de todos? No. ¿Todos estáis? ¿Sí? Lo voy a intentar, ¿eh? No me sale muy bien, pero...
Should I take one of you? No one knows me. No, wow, no.
No, I'm here. Gabriel, echa algo poquito para allá, hombre. Mira que al final yo nunca me acuerdo y por un día que me acuerdo voy a lograr a ver si sale bien. Sí, perfecto. Gracias.